Oh wow.
You'll give me the answer back, and I don't challenge you, or I don't come back on that, and I move on to the next person, but I challenge them. That's narrative framework and changing.
What about if you get someone every now and then it starts to go off on a tangent? Does that bring that in?
Yeah, so you get your feedback on that as well.
Hello mate, how you doing?
Doing alright?
Yeah, good. Are you keeping alright?
Yeah.
Beautiful day, innit? Got loads of famous people here, haven't you? And, how you doing?
Oh mate, fucking they had you, didn't they? I watched the video, mate, and they just want to shut us all down, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, they want to try and take your car away from you, taking my licence. Are you on the old bike?
Yeah, on the Harley.
Oh, right, nice. You're proper American, then, isn't it?
Lovely date with
Yeah,
That was you! I was looking at you thinking, that's a bit nice, a bit noisy.
Lovely date with being on the bike, I
Yeah,
bet.
it is. It was a bit cold, but
Yeah, but you know what I mean, mate? Like,
Won't be on the way back.
nah, it'll be alright.
Got to be a bit easier on the fuel tank
Yeah,
as well.
that's another thing, yeah. And also it's parking and all.
Yeah.
You just pull up in Sainsbury's, free parking.
Yeah, what about so many hours? You only parked there for so many hours in them car parks, can't you?
I don't know about the bike, mate. Because how can you put a ticket on a bike? Like, you have to buy a pay and display, didn't you?
Be careful though, because they only let you park the car there for so many hours.
What are they going to do?
Yeah. You don't want to fine though, that's the thing. But
Last time I was down here, I got fined.
yes,
I'm down here in my motor.
works out an expensive day, doesn't it?
Yeah. Last time we was down here, I was down here working, doing the security with Jack, and she was like, oh, they've allocated this parking bay for everyone. A week later, I got a £60 fine come through.
What's that got on the miles to gallon in your car?
On a good one, about 14.
That's a lot of money.
Figures at home.
Yeah. When you put your foot down,
Fetch gauge drops quicker than the fucking... Yeah.
I mean, you're watching it go down as you put your pedal on the floor. Nice to see all the faces here, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get a good crowd. ADHD here, is he?
No, he was supposed to come with me, but he messaged me last night and said he's actually working.
Oh, was it? Oh, good luck, man.
Yeah, that's what I said to him. I said, oh, you crack on, mate.
No, it's got to be worth doing because he ain't going to do nothing what's not worth doing. All that crypto stuff sounds good. What he's got his head in. It's like that might pay off. Like
I don't understand it, to be honest. He tries to explain it to me and he talks to me, it just makes me feel fit because he's got it so clocked what it is. I just don't understand it.
it's like anything though. But once you like start cutting on it, it'll come together, won't it? It's just getting the ball rolling.
every other person stood here with all on the way. Politicians who just couldn't. They're only getting line.
Hey, thanks for joining us, James. We're at the Weatherfield protest in Braintree. We've got all the famous people here today. We've got fly the flag high. It's a beautiful day to fly it today.
Yeah, all the way I was ready to sit there. I was just looking, oh man, I was sitting there, I was driving. Should have been on the back of that bike. Yeah.
Thanks for the support, John Rushton. Thanks for being here, mate. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed before. Bring you lots more protests and some political views and cannabis reviews. Oh, but I've just got a couple of people in the room talking to them.
No, we got all kicked out of the
Many cameras have like it's got to be more eyes on the on what we want the people to see, innit? So trying to learn about all the English Constitution, like the Magna Carta as well. So I'm trying to teach myself and teach people on there as well. So if we use them rights, it's rights. If we don't use them, we lose them, innit? And they're not automatically used for us. So the solicitor don't want to help us, do they?
You know, after I got that fucking, they put an asthma on me, didn't they?
So what's that for the car?
They stuck a one stupid CPW on me, and then he went, actually, I'm now issuing you with a section 59 asthma.
But actually, someone needs to complain for that. Surely.
I should have brought, there's a guy that I know, his name's Tony. He's really clued up. If he'd have been with me, he wouldn't even, he said to me, even though, because I refused to sign it. And he's like, well, even if you don't sign it, just by you accepting it in their hand,
We accepted it.
you're accepting responsibility. So, 12 months and all that is.
They're clever. They're very crafty, aren't they? They try to make you lose as many of your rights as they possibly can.
Well, we done a stream. Me and Barney went out and fucking got rid of the paperwork, and they must have watched it, and then the next day they sent me first class delivery, all the paperwork in the post again.
Bastards, aren't they? It's,
I'll be honest, mate. Anyway, this pub's a real lefty pub. Real lefty. It is a real
you weren't even in a built-up area. That's the thing. I can understand if you was in a built-up area and there's people that possibly could complain.
I did a burnout, but I know it's like I want to try and get the body cam footage because I didn't do it. My car is loud. I know I do rev it up a bit, but a burnout that's a bit excessive, I think.
To be fair.
It shows their eyes are on you at all times, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm glad I came out today. Because when he said he weren't coming, I was like, well, I don't know if they're coming. I was like, you know what? I know a few people down here, I'm just going to come, innit?
Yeah. So it's just for the support, isn't it? Anyway. I didn't know anyone when I first started coming to these. I've started chatting to you. What's your name again? Tony, yeah, straight. I'm Richard. Yeah. But it's all lovely people. It's a nice community. It's meeting a nice group of friends.
Yeah, they're all good people.
Yeah, it's a privilege.
Yeah.
Nice to be invited back to the pub as well, and like in that little group.
Yeah, no, nice little click them lot.
Yeah, lovely people. Hardcore as well, like through it thick and thin, no matter what the weather.
Yeah.
You've got the Scottish patriots. They've come all the way from Aberdeen. So they must have been driving for half a day.
Yo, how'd you get on with Joe on Sunday when they slapped up paper?
Oh yeah, but I didn't even take the bill. I just fucking took off.
That's what I should have done. I caught mine.
I gave it. It'll probably come to me in the post soon, but I'll fuck it. I would have ripped it up and told fuck off.
That copper was fucking.
Oh, she was not too fucking. I had to tell her. I said, fuck off, you stupid whore, bro. I said they all think just because they're police they can do whatever they want. No, it don't work like that.
Right, Martin found them.
saying? Do you know what? Leave it in line. I leave it in line.
Thanks for joining us. Neither under pressure.
I've got one somewhere in my cupboard.
Thanks for joining us on the walls. This is
Fuck off, Siri. I don't want to...
Weatherfield protest in Braintree, and we want to stop the buses and stop the illegal migrants. Send them home. Millions must go. Thanks for joining us, Lorraine.
Fuck Weatherfield.
Thanks for the like and subscribe, John.
Fuck the migrants in the country.
British says no! British says no! Unite the kingdom! British says no! Unite the kingdom!
Braintree says no!
British says no!
I didn't realise it was you.
That's all right.
I had to get a thumbnail.
Yeah.
Now I thought that was the perfect one.
Braintree says no!
Aim high, vote no!
Anyway,
That's like we go to church at Eden in Manor Street
that's it. Support the Christian values.
and they take their church over.
We don't want the Muslims in our town, that's for sure. Then deport the illegal migrants. Millions must go.
Up the Arsenal!
Oh yes.
Up the Arsenal!
Yeah.
Up the Arsenal!
Hey,
Up the Arsenal!
hey.
Oi, up back to Tottenham! Oi!
Happy Hammers. Hey. Brexit wasn't completed. We need to leave the ECHR and we need to completely remove the rights of the EU. We need to be able to govern our own country. If a child was born to an illegal migrant, they shouldn't have rights to actually be in the country. And we have to send them back. All of them must go. Women and children, and the men that come here with them. And most of them are men anyway. But anyone who obviously come here with a real refugee status, like they're obviously going to be looked at and they have to stay. But economic ones, they will have to go. Most of the illegal immigrants are Muslim, and we don't want the Muslim religion enforced on our streets. This is a Christian country with Christian laws, and we need to know our rights as an English nation.
We're just coming to the protest. And what everybody needs to realise in this country is that you have rights, but you need to educate yourself on them. Thankfully, you've got people like AY and BB Media that are educating people on your rights. Now, under the Human Rights Act, you have a right. You've got people going to Free Palestine marches, which are encouraged by the unions, okay? By unions whose whose teachers teach your kids. So why aren't you coming out and saying, I don't want this happening in my country, but you're allowing educators of your children to go to Palestine marches? If you don't speak out, you're going to lose your voice. Look at what's trying to be pushed to us now. Anti-British Muslim Islamophobia. I'm sorry, you can criticise religion. I'm Christian. If someone wants to criticise my religion, I could care less because it's my belief system. So we won't be controlled and we will speak out. But today isn't about Islamophobia. It's about the RAF Weatherfield Air Base, which is riddled with illegal, unvetted men. Now, on Thursday of this week, myself, BB Media, and a few members of our protest group came down to the town of Weatherfield. Whilst we were here, well over 100 men were bussed into the town. Now, if you haven't seen those videos, it's quite shocking scenes, okay? Now, on the day, I spoke to lots of people at the bus stop who were just passing through, who actually was in genuine shock by the volume of men that were there. I had people coming up to me saying, excuse me, is this a regular occurrence? Is this men and men here every day? Yes, they are. They are. And if this was the same, if we had lots of, say, football men coming in, 100 of them bussed into the bus stop, do you think that there would be police there? Of course there would. Now, I'm not going to blame the police on the ground here, but what I will say to Mrs. Police is you've had £20,000 of taxpayers' money for reassurance patrols in this town. Where the hell are they? We've got a very information request and we haven't had a response. Why won't you tell us where this is being spent? This should be in the evenings at that bus stop between 5 and 7 when there's hundreds of them congregating, drinking alcohol and being a genuine menace to women. I've got women that message me when they're at that bus stop saying that I'm terrified, I'm gripping the hands of an elderly lady because we're scared. And do you know what? I've got children, I can't go out and stand with them and I feel completely hopeless to them. But the police should be there. And I tell you now, if you don't go there soon, something will happen. And yes, before anybody tells me, I know British men do stuff too, but this is an imported risk we did not ask for. And I'm not going to have this rhetoric said to me, they've barely committed any crimes. Because I'll tell you why they're not committing crimes. Because they know when they step off that bus, they're being recorded. They know they have to behave a certain way because we're not going to accept it. So, I don't care if that offends anyone, me coming recording, because I will do it. It's in my right to do it. It's a public place. And no one says anything when they record the women and girls when they're coming to this town. Now, on to my next point. This pathetic man who claims to be a sir. Where are you? Where are you? You're tucked up in your little house with your family and your big wage packet. While people like me and these people in this town are on minimum wage, walking to that bus stop at night, terrified we're going to get armed. He don't live here, and look what else he didn't do. He didn't vote for or against the grooming gang inquiry. How can he be okay with that? Where was he? What was so important that he couldn't stick up for young girls that have been abused and ignored by not only the people in their communities, by the police and the judicial system? There should be an inquiry. And the Conservative government signed us up to that airbase, okay? They put out a fake little story before to claim it would be a prison, to get it into our minds that these migrants, when they came in, would be held under lock and key. For the first year, they were. It was a temporary accommodation. Then it was pushed to a permanent one, and that's when they were bussed in. And none of us knew that the buses were going to happen. We were told that they would be kept under lock and key. We were fed a lie, and now we're trying to speak out about it, we're suddenly racist. Well, I'm sorry, we're not. It doesn't matter what colour they are. It's about the fact they broke the law coming into this country. And she went on television, and she said that she would have no problem living next to that base. bar in the evenings with these women. Because it's all right for you, you come from a place of privilege. All of these people in government do, and that's why it needs to change when we vote next time. We need to vote for people with a moral compass, that don't just accept a wage, that they actually care and have some degree of humanity for people. Because all we're seeing in government is sympathisers of illegal migrants. Where's the sympathy for the British citizens? Now, I'm going to send a really strong message to people that are watching this that are not here today. If you don't use your voice, you're going to lose it. Look around you. Look how fast this country is changing. How you're being silenced. Silenced in your employment. Silenced by the police. Silenced by the judicial system. Silenced by even people on the left. Why is it that the people on the left can demand they can go to our workplaces and get sacked? Well, why when they go to Free Palestine demos and they're pushing extremist organisations, why are they getting away with that? Why is the Muslim Brotherhood not being prescribed as a terrorist organisation in this country? Why? Because Keir Starmer's in bed with them, that's why. I am sickened to see children being covered up, and that's what I'll say on the matter. Children should not be covered up, they are children. They should not have their hair hidden away. They should be able to be free. This is a Western country. We embrace other religions, but we will not be told what to do by other people. Yeah. Another thing that I want to say is I've had so many people in this town come to me with issues to do with the base, and they're too scared to speak out. You need to report it to the police. I know the relationship has broken down with the police, but if you don't report it, there is not going to be any stats and they will not deal with it. Remember, the boots on the ground are the people that are reporting, it's the ones above. So go to the police and tell them what's happening, but also go online. Put it online. Put it online. You have a duty to tell your community what's happening and what you're going through. Don't hide away, don't be silenced because it disappears. I know that more than anybody. My court case has now been pushed back by a further 2 years. 4 years I've got to wait for justice. That could be any of you. So speak out, because if you don't, you will not have justice. They won't do when it goes online, because everybody's going to know about it. Now, I also want to talk about some victims today. I've recently been working with victims and speaking to people that have been affected by these deep-rooted issues. I've had to sit down with BB Media. I won't go into detail of the case. You can see the video of a lady whose grandchild was a victim from an illegal migrant who pretended to be a child. Now, I had to sit face to face with that woman and talk to her about what she went through. Do you think she's got any support? No, she hasn't. Our government is not even talking about the fact that these children and women are being abused by migrants. It's hidden. We have to pretend it's not happening because it's not British. It's not a British person. We are fully aware that British men do things. We call them out. But why are you not calling them out here? Look at Rhiannon White. Why is her name not everywhere? She went to work. She was earning some money. And she got killed. She got stalked and killed by a man that should not have been here. Yeah. Now, there's someone else I want to talk about. This man is called Lee Heath. Lee Heath. Lee Heath was murdered in 2011 by 4 illegal migrants in Germany. His mum is here with us today. Not many people know Lee's story or his face, but I do. I've sat down with Marie. Every time Marie sees a refugees are welcome sign, it makes her feel physically sick because her son is dead. And do you know what? The Foreign Office are pathetic. They went over to Germany once when she had to go over for 6 months and sit in a court and watch an Afghan migrant hide away after what he did to her son. Lee was due to get married that year. He was a strong, important part of her family, and her family have been broken apart by his murder. And our government don't even care. They didn't give him any support. Marie had to put together a GoFundMe just to afford flights to go and sit there and hear how her son was murdered. That could be any of you. So remember, there are people all across this world being abused and killed by men who have been brought into their country illegally. Another victim I want to talk about is Abby Johnson. She's a strong girl that was abused by a migrant. He's been given 7.5 years, and I've spoken to Abby personally. She should never have been harmed, and I will get emotional about this, because there are women being harmed all over this country, and if we don't defend them, more and more will be harmed, and more will die.
Lovely speech.
I'm not crying for me, I'm crying for people that have pain, real pain that I can't take away. But we have to try, because if we don't, there will be so many more. Over the country, there is a blueprint of this happening. I speak with people in other towns who have hotels, and like Crowborough. We've got some people speaking from Crowborough today, Shana and Liam. They have the same thing happening in their town. They've got barracks opened with it's going to be over 500 men. Now, in these towns and in our town, we have organisations that work together against us for speaking out, and they're actually organisations of people that actually don't even come from our town. In our town, we have Care for Calais working against us. And this is my sign that I've made about them. They're Care for Communism. They're spending their time facilitating migrants into the country to push far-left political and economic ideologies. These people abuse us with the terminology of racism every time we challenge behaviour by illegal men. In my group alone, I have people from India, I have people from Libya, I have people that have come over here legally who pay all the time to keep living here and put into our economy, and they are sick of what's happening. Look at, the Yummy's Cafe that a lot of us went to today. Chabelle, he's got lived experience. He fled the Islamic regime in his homeland, okay? He was tortured, he saw horrendous things, but he's embraced Britain and he loves Britain. He is British, and I don't care about any of these ephomats that don't agree with that. He is British because he loves Britain, and he is standing up for us. He is one of us. I've got a lady in my group who is Indian. She fled India many, many years ago, and she wanted to live a Western life. She was Christian. When she walked down the street, she had to hide her cross, okay? Her life was at risk in India. She came here, she's got a beautiful life now, she's got children, and she said to me, I am fleeing, the men that I fled from are coming to this country, okay? These are people that know what they're talking about. So when Care for Calais come out and they call you racist, don't take any notice of that absolute rubbish, okay? People don't need to keep worrying about what they're saying, because you know you're not racist. This isn't about colour. This is about people coming from countries that believe that children should be married at 9. Come on. How can you undo that level of brainwashing? They get one little pathetic lesson at Weatherfield for a couple of hours, about how they can't stare at girls. That's actually in the Home Office document. It says that. They are educated not to stare at women. Come on. This is ridiculous. And if they are fleeing war, where's the women and children? I'll be the first one helping the women and kids.
Being done by the flags.
Claire Mosley was the original founder of Care for Calais. She's now no longer in there, but I'd just like to educate you on the fact that she had an affair with a migrant in the Calais camp, and then he set fire to the camp, okay? So
hello, mums.
Someone who preaches about human rights, don't you think you took advantage of a little vulnerable migrant in the base, Claire? Now, Claire is also running another group now, which is Love Music, Hate Racism. But she's in bed with Stand Up to Racism, by the way.
Oh,
so
darling.
all your teachers that go to the unions, they're with Claire Mosley. But anyway, back back to the blueprint situation. So Care for Calais are operating in our town, okay? They go in the Salvation Army Hall. BB Media covered this last Thursday. They're going in there, they're getting a haircut, they're doing their activities, which are paid for by us as the taxpayer, because Braintree District Council gave £50,000 to art refuge, cricket lessons, football lessons. I can go on. We've got all the information out there previously, but that is what they're doing, okay? They come out, they go straight to the bank, they withdraw money, and they go in the bookies, and then they come and buy alcohol and drink it here. Now, I am sick of people writing online to us saying, how do you know they're migrants? We know they're migrants because they get off the bus and we see the same ones. So please stop saying that we're just following random people around who are a different colour to us, because that's absolute nonsense, okay? This is our town, and we demand, I'm sorry, if I saw a British man sitting on the bench at 11 AM drinking a can of beer, I wouldn't like it. And we do say it, all of us in this town call out people public drinking. We've got signage up where they're not supposed to be doing it, but the illegals are getting away with it. So I'm sorry, Braintree Council, pick up your enforcement officers, please, and start actually putting these people aside and taking out. So myself and Crowborough will be working together to actually show people what this blueprint is. So if you've got a base opening in your town or you've got another hotel, you will start to see the pattern emerging and how these groups intersect together and what they do to try to push anyone else coming out and saying we don't agree with it. I also want to mention we run a women's group, okay? We've got an amazing man, I'm not going to name him, who lets us use his venue. And he's not going to be bullied, by the way, left. He's not going to be bullied by you. But these women, we get together, biological women only, and... Sorry, but anyway,
love this girl.
We get together, we talk about how to report crime. This isn't just about migrants, by the way. This is every crime, every man that's committed crime. We give out safety alarms. We talk about how to keep safe. And I also empower those women to go out. Stop staying in your house, okay? Because you're a Western woman. You can go out. You don't need permission from your husbands. Go out. Right? So also, look around you. The government is failing. The NHS is failing. The judicial system is failing. We all need to speak out and talk.
Yeah, Scots, Irish and Welsh are definitely welcome here.
I also want to mention, and I haven't been told to say this, UTK on the 16th of May, we all need to unite. We need to go to that protest and we need to make sure that it's the biggest event ever. So make sure you go on the 16th of May. I want to say lastly to all the victims across the country, we stand for you. We will say your name when they won't, and we will fight for you forever. Now, it's enough of me speaking, sorry. Liam and Shana, so I'd like to introduce them. Liam and Shana are proud patriots for their town. They helped to found the Crowborough protests when the local barracks were taken over. Together, Liam and Shana are partners, parents and patriots, and they have been putting themselves on the line, documenting what's been happening in their community, especially through their new page called Migrants on the Move. They're helping shine a light on events in their town and holding the Home Office and government to account. I'd like to give them a massive round of applause.
Lovely speech, wasn't it?
Good morning, Braintree. How are you doing? So first of all, thank you to Shell and everyone else who invited us along. Much appreciated. So, as you heard, we're from Crowborough. I just wanted to see any similarities between what's happening with us and what's happening here. So, when I first drove in here, the first thing you notice is what a beautiful town. How many beautiful towns they're going to ruin trying to do this. The next thing I noticed was the flags. So well done to everyone who put the flags up. Well done. So, our story. We first heard about it on the news. We weren't told, we had no inkling whatsoever. We went to a public meeting and people understood where their values were. people were scared, people were frightened. And I decided to put on a protest. The first protest was, we didn't know what to expect. We didn't know when people were going to turn up. And it took us all by surprise. About 2,000 people turned up and we couldn't cope, the police couldn't cope. But it was such a spontaneous day that it made such a success. We were really proud of what we've done. So, weeks went on, and although we were protesting, we were getting big numbers, we weren't being listened to, and we knew that our unwanted neighbours were coming imminent. So, me and a few others, we were going down there one daytime of an evening, and we were stopping vehicles coming in. We stopped Amazon. Amazon decided they were going to stop for delivering there. We stopped generators going in, and we thought we were winning. However, we were very, very wrong. About 2 days later, I was beaten up by security guards, and I found myself in a police cell. Brought down to earth very, very quickly. My only bail condition, I wasn't allowed within 100 yards of the new army camp. So you can make your own mind up from that. Anyway, the inevitable happened. They rolled 27 unvetted, undocumented men in under the cover of darkness and a police escort. So, if that's not a dirty secret, I don't know what is. Yeah? What we're doing is the dirty secret. We need to encourage more and more of you people to come out and not be scared to voice your opinions, because you will lose it. So, the first lot coming, there was a small amount of people that were protesting outside, and they were told if they didn't vacate the area, they would be arrested for aggravated trespass. They hadn't broken in anywhere, they weren't inside, so how is that aggravated? The police will make up their own rules to suit their own agenda. And this is what's happening up and down the country, guys, and we need to be aware of it. Exactly that. So, up until now, there hasn't been any incidents in Cobra, which we are thankful for. However, this is largely down to the reason being that they are busing these migrants from one town into another town. They are busing them into a town that already has a migrant crisis where they will be unnoticed. Now, this is because the Home Office need Cobra to be a success, or to appear a success on the surface, yeah? Because all the publicity it's had, they cannot afford for it to go wrong. So what they're doing is they're moving the risk from one town into another town, because they do not care about the people in any towns. We understand this is happening in your town too, and this is so important that we stand united, we stand together, and we stand strong. Braintree, you've been a fantastic lot of people. Thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you for having us. Stand strong.
Lovely speech, well done.
I'm going to take you back to a very dear part of my life. It plays a huge part in my life. Summer holidays are weekend in primary school and start in secondary school. The summer you feel like you've grown into an adult, the summer you say goodbye to old friends starting new school. And hello to new friends, starting new chapters. This summer holiday was spent with my dad, who worked hard to provide for us. Working the day job and working evenings and weekends delivering for a takeover business. I'll go with him because it was something to do, it was fun. And I like to one-to-one time with my dad. It also gives me lots of tips about that life. We spend so much time at this one takeaway shop. The second night in, takeaway shop. I'm sexually assaulted. After this happened, I was locked into a fridge. When I was out of that fridge, the man put his hand so tightly around my throat and told me if I were to speak out about this, worse would happen.
Go on, girl.
Well done.
That shop was shut down. But what I'm saying is, these takeaway shops, and you see these young girls, there's a video posted recently, where the young girls were inside the shop. Yeah, they're a huge target, aren't they? You know, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, behind the so if you do see something like right, you need to step in and you need to take action. But yeah, sorry.
Go on, girl.
Nice girl.
You see something and you know it's wrong. Do not let the fear of being called racist stop children from speaking out. Because if you worry about being called racist, girls are going to get harmed, okay? Screw that. It doesn't matter what colour you are. You mess with kids, you're going to call them out. You are so So there we go. That is Cobra. And what I would say is we all need to go down there at some point as well and show our support. Myself, Liam and Shana and the rest of my protest group have been discussing about doing a Home Office protest. I think the next thing we need to do is we all need to write letters individually about how we're feeling, and we need to go and hand deliver them to the Home Office, okay? They're completely compromised, but let's give them some admin, shall we? Let's give them some nice letters about all of our trauma, how we're sick of what's happening. I'd now like to introduce our next speakers, Kevin and Stevie. Now, Stevie and Kevin both stick up for their beliefs. Stevie's one of the organisers behind Peterhead United. Woo! With Kevin standing firmly beside him supporting the movement. They are proud, brave Scotsmen. Together, they travel across the country, speaking out and standing up at events, including outside barracks that are earmarked to house illegal migrants. Now, they refuse to stay silent while this country changes around them. They're standing up, speaking out and calling on others to do the same. So I'm going to introduce Kev now.
Go on, Kev.
Robbie, we've got tech issues here going on, eh? Well, good morning or is it good afternoon? I can't tell the time because we've been on the road since 2 o'clock this morning. But welcome, Braintree. Look at this again. Another great turnout yet again. Give yourselves a round of applause and make some noise and let people know that you are part of that. I didn't actually prepare anything, but just the illusion like that, used to kind of rerun things over in my head. Alvin came down today with my good friend Stevie, Dean, and Big Craig's came down, and Scotty G, who's come down from Manchester today as well. We picked him up on the way down. reason we come down here is because we're just showing we're here to support you guys. Because we've got the same problems up the road in Scotland.
Thank you.
I'll give you a couple of examples. I was at Falkirk on Wednesday, and there's 90 men reside in the hotel called the Clan. And there's 90 men there, and every single week there's people like Gillian, there's people like Pauline, there's people like Laura Murta, all stand outside that hotel and support these people, even knowing that there's been victims created from that hotel. Every single week they're there. And do you know what they do? It's the same old rhetoric. Here comes the racists. There's nothing racist that we want to save your community. And while I stood there on Wednesday, 11 of the men were allowed to leave the hotel and walk freely about the town of Falkirk. And that's played out across the whole of Scotland. That's not just Falkirk unique. That's Aberdeen, that's Peterhead, that's Dundee, that's Stirling, that's Perth, that's Dumfries. It's everywhere. So when we come down here, we're coming down here today just to show you that Scotland has got the same problems as you, and we stand with you. Because regardless of what happens in the we are part of the United Kingdom. We're just waiting for 300 men to arrive at Cameron Barracks up in Inverness. If you've never been to Inverness, you're maybe better off getting up there quite quickly. That's a beautiful city. It's the capital of the Highlands. Absolutely stunning. And they're about to receive 300 men. Same as when Crowborough was, same as when you guys are facing down here. The thing is, we've got to try and make sure that we get out in the streets. We've got to protest these things week in, week out. And we've got to stand with no fear. Because when you get called a racist, laugh it off. Because nobody that I'm standing in front of you right now is a racist here. We are just concerned citizens.
Love.
So all I'm going to say is I'm going to echo what Shelley said earlier on. May the 16th, unite the kingdom. That's an important day because it is about uniting the kingdom. And for all four corners of this kingdom, we need to get into London. And under the boots of every patriot, every building should shake. And that government should hear every voice of every concerned citizen from every part of this United Kingdom.
Yay!
So
Good speech.
and thank you once again for having us.
This is what I mean. We've got such amazing people across the country that can relate to what we're going through in Braintree. This isn't an isolated case. I'm now going to introduce you to Stevie. Take it away, Stevie. Give him a massive round of applause.
Britain is built on duty.
Here's Schumann.
Duty, sacrifice, and respect the rule of law. For generations of people have worked hard, paid in, served, and stood up for their country in times of peace and in times of war. Our freedoms were not given lightly. They were earned, defended, and preserved by those who came before us. And today, we face a hard truth. A country that does not enforce its borders, does not enforce its laws, and does not put its own people first. It's a country that's at risk of losing itself. The proposal of housing over 1,000 men and illegal migrants in Weatherfield barracks raises serious and legitimate questions. Not about compassion, but about priorities. It is part of our national infrastructure, paid for by the British public, defended by the British service personnel, and rooted by British history. It should not become a symbol of a system that rewards illegal entry while neglecting those who have already given everything to this country.
Yeah, well done, mate.
Absolutely clear. There must be no expectations for illegal arrivals. A law that is
Thanks, Michael.
selectively enforced is not a law at all. When people enter Britain illegally,
bypassing legal routes and ignoring the borders,
Yeah, I would. I mix with you.
they undermine the fairness and the system and the trust of our public. Compassion does not mean abandoning standards. Kindness does not mean chaos. Britain is one of the most tolerant and generous nations on earth. But tolerance only survives when it is matched with responsibility. Those who wish to live here must respect our rules, our laws, and our way of life. Our culture, rooted in democracy, equality before the law, freedom of speech, and mutual respect must come first. Without that shared foundation, a society cannot function. And while we are told there is no alternative but to house illegal migrants in former military facilities, we must ask, why are British veterans still waiting?
Yes.
Men and women who wore the uniform, who served on the front line and stood ready to defend this country at a moment's notice. It should never come second in country. Housing veterans before illegal migrants is not controversial. It is moral. It is common sense. It is a statement of national self-respect. A country that fails its veterans fails its conscience.
Well done, mate.
It's not about hatred. It's not about race. It's not about turning our backs on the refuge. What's in genuine need.
All right, mate.
Give him a big round of applause.
Britain will remain a nation governed by laws, not loopholes, by duty, not disorder. If you want a strong Britain tomorrow, we must make strong decisions today. Secure our border, enforce the law, respect our culture, put British veterans and citizens first. That is no extremism, that is leadership, that is Britain standing tall once again. We are being attacked from all angles, the country in general. Scotland, England, Ireland and Wales. We're all being attacked.
It's all four nations.
Not just here, but across the world. I made a promise to God, guys, right? I would come in here and with many other yous, come in here, give people a voice, right? Because at the end of the day, don't be silenced, people, right? Where I come from is a little town, maybe roughly the size of this place, right? But we've got a different issue. They're getting handed houses straight away, you know? And the start of it was last week, right? Every one of you will know it's the start of it. Guy videoing in someone's window, in our living room, in our own bloody house, guys. You know? This needs to stop. We want our country back. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Well done.
People united are out all the time in all weathers, okay? Sometimes I don't get a massive turnout, but their message is clear, okay? They are here to stay, they're not going to stop. They care about Scotland as much as they do the rest of this United Kingdom. Our next speaker is Craig Houston. He is a powerful voice for people across the country. He is a political commentator and activist who speaks honestly and without fear about issues that are clearly being ignored. He is now a political leader in Scotland. He continues to challenge the establishment and stand up for those who feel unheard. Please give him a massive round of applause.
Hello there.
Hey.
Me too, thanks for walking them up for me, guys, right? Now, I'm going to say two things before I launch the things I want to say. First thing, how brave is it for people coming up here who have been assaulted and convicted people who shouldn't be here? Round your applause for that. I'm making a apology for what I get on, and that is, I'm really sorry, I'm a Glaswegian, so unless you really like I've seen this with Billy Connolly, Bob Tiger, you might struggle to understand me, right? So I'm going to make it easy for you, right? See when I do that, just cheer and clap your hands.
Hey!
Right, I want to tell you why I'm here, explain to you why I'm here. Last summer, I was very humble to be asked to speak at protests like this. Peterhead, Aberdeen, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Manchester. And then I attended protests in Aberdeen and Northern Ireland, in London. And then took on myself to go to the club and carry myself to see this picture for myself. And I ended up trying to ask myself the question, how did it get to that? How did it interview you? I spent 5 days in the Ireland Glasgow finding out my own truth. Not the mainstream media, not the politicians, but you guys, every single one of you know. You know what? You guys are right. It's a scam, it's a sham, and it is illegal.
Hey!
And what did I learn? I learned 2 things my travels last year all around these places, and I do promise to get to the real issue. What I learned, I'm going to be here a while. What did I learn? I learned that everybody in the street, not the politicians, we have the same self, the same things. We fear the borders around the world. We fear the partners in the fight for we're upset with the lack of social affordable housing right across this country. They see their own people, including the veterans, on the front line, then overtaken. And we have concerns, not so much for people in immigration, it's the level that everybody transport over. It's the constraints on infrastructure, health services, houses, and those ones to go there. We need to see changes.
Yay!
Right. So, why am I here? To show support. I've now been in Essex twice, Kevin and I have been down in last year. What I've seen in Essex down twice is all the best of this beautiful country. Because you people are smashing it out of the park with your efforts. So you guys, give you guys a round of applause because you're doing it. That's all good.
Yay!
Overpaid people that we send to both governments control my life, Westminster and Holland. What I expect from them is to put our people first. That's not racist, that's not any phobic, that is common sense. If you can't put our people first, don't put your hand up for the job. It's that simple.
Yay!
So guys, thank you very much for this lovely county, for inspiring me, for inspiring villages and towns all over this beautiful country called the United Kingdom. And the only thing that separates us, as I've spoken to people in the last 12 months, is our accent. That's it. We have the same standards, the same morals, the same desires, the same fears. And do you know what? We will win this. Do you know why? Because we are the people of the United Kingdom, of Great Britain, and Northern Ireland.
Yay! Keep up there, man.
And we have done better against tougher opposition. This time, we just need to change the government. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Lovely speech, wasn't it?
I just want to say a massive thank you. Very long way to come
I didn't know this was happening today.
I saw it. I've got a couple of spare hands.
And Tony's going to the bus stop now to see if the bus comes back. For me to get the purse. Yeah, I've left the bus in the bag. And the bag in the bus. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've left the bag in the bus. Yeah, he's down there waiting for the bus to see if it comes back. At 1:30 to pick up people from the bus stop.
I can't believe
you asked the bus driver.
Stand there and
Let's go to the actual
read out
place.
the
I don't have their numbers with me, so Tony's dealing with that at the minute. Because obviously I have to met you, you know.
Is it great right now?
Yeah.
Far from it. Yeah? I used to be proud of our
country. I'd be upset, you know.
Right? And we used to be a proud nation. But all of a sudden, the woke agenda embedded itself into the roots of our society. Islam crept in and infiltrated every single government sector, our politics, our education, and so on, to the point where it becomes normalised to swear your oath over a Quran in the House of Commons. We are a Christian country. Yes! Therefore, any MP that gets sworn into UK Parliament should be placing their hand on a Bible. Yes! That's one observation. Yes. Now, the number of churches being burned down are on the rise, while more mosques continue to be built all over the country. Currently, there are around 2,191 mosques in the UK, and the number is only getting bigger and bigger, right? Yet if you look to Saudi Arabia, where the birth of Islam is, they ban any form of non-Islamic practice. Also, there's no churches. So why does our country allow them to build their mosques over here? Yes. And even when they have all of these mosques built, that still isn't good enough. To the point where they're on the streets in our capital, praying to Allah. So to make no mistake, right, this is a sign of dominance over our country, with Sadiq Khan at the forefront encouraging all of it.
Yeah.
The royal family pandering with social media posts to the Islamic community. It's not right. Our British culture is being stripped away brick by brick, while Islam continues to build on top of it. It's disgusting. If I wanted to live in an Islamic country, then I would pack my bags and move to Saudi. We're a proud Christian nation, and we shouldn't be allowing a third world ideology to take away our British values, our culture, right, our way of life. You've got the government facilitating an ongoing invasion of illegal migrants breaking into our country every other day in droves. Yeah? And instead of keeping them detained and deporting them, they allow these fighting age men to roam our streets and do whatever they want. If you came to our country, you come here legally. And when you're here, if you wish to stay here, then you work. You pay your taxes. You respect our British culture and values, and you assimilate with us. If a group of men broke into the United States, does anyone here think that the US government and Trump would allow those men to roam the streets and do whatever they like our country is?
No!
Right. No, they bloody wouldn't. And that's why we all continue to see news alerts of rapes and murders committed by a lot of these migrants on our women and our children. And all of us are funding them to be put up in our hotels, HMOs, military camps through our taxes. So just remember, the government is doing all of this for them, yeah, while our veterans who have fought for the country, have lost limbs, suffer from PTSD, are homeless, are vulnerable, are left to rot. It should be our veterans that have got fuck all being housed in hotels and barracks, not these migrants. Who I want common sense back. I want safety on our streets for our women, our children and our elderly. I want our veterans to be looked after in their times of need and for pride to be restored in our country. And the only way for that to happen is to get Keir Starmer and his corrupt paedophile protecting government out.
Well said.
Thank you all of you. Thank you, Shelley, for having me again. You're doing an amazing job bringing your town together to stand up to this bullshit.
Well done.
Remember Lee Rigby. You think he served for this country, look what happened to him. Our veterans need to be protected. We need people to be proud of their country. We've got hardly anyone joining the army now. We've got almost the same amount of people on the terrorist watch list as we have in the army. It's ridiculous. Our next speaker is Leon. Leon knows what it means to operate under pressure. He's a military veteran, the CEO of CP Shield Security. He also has real-world security expertise. He dedicates his time supporting other veterans, and he's going to talk about his upcoming plans for the veterans.
Legend, go! Can't hear ya! Can't hear!
My name is Bill Costana, and I'm the director of the veteran-run organisation Patriot. Many referred from DWP in the 20s, trains them, gives them licences, and moves them into full-time employment. Every bit of profit that we generate is reinvested straight back into our veterans, supporting them with housing, medical care, debt management, and long-term stability. This is real work, real outcomes.
They won't let me take it.
Despite this, the funds which we reach now to MPs, to the DWP, to Army Champion League, and to the Council, and all the people with silence, pointless signposting, and no one willing to step forward and champion who we are doing. These are the very same people with different names, political agendas to secure their seats and positions. Today I stand here and overwhelming level of support. Today I stand here looking at the overwhelming level of support being given elsewhere by our own veterans. So today I have a couple of direct questions for the government. For decades we were sent into war zones. Many of the men we were sent to fight came from the very places we are now seeing people arriving from. We are told they were a danger to our country. We were told that given the chance they would harm our people. We were told that we had a duty to protect them. And people believe that. Lives were lost, families' lives were changed forever. Sons, daughters, fathers, mothers were all impacted. And now we are housing these very same groups. So my question is this. Were we sent to fight for political gain, misled in order to gain the public backing? Or were we told the truth and we are now allowing dangerous men to walk our streets and be treated better than our own soldiers? Because it cannot be right. My second question is this. The government response to Russian aggression has been escalation. Since the war began, our government provided vote, funding and made threats towards a large, modern, sophisticated, well-funded military and significant combat experience. We are now being told to prepare for war.
No, lady can look. No, it's not sure.
So who is that business aimed at? Is it aimed at the 1.2 million men who are prioritised over rich people, men who already fed their wars, needing the conditions of combat? Is it aimed at those currently support the government's operation, or is it aimed at us?
Oh, yeah.
And if that's the case, our veterans now expected to leave their families behind again, following the risk that exists here. At the time, But many people felt that public safety is already under pressure. Is this really what is being asked? Are they going to have the audacity to climb out of their tents, cars and vans where we are living and still don't get? Because you can ask that of the people you are family. It doesn't work like that. If you beat a staff dog, don't be surprised when it turns its back immediately. We are not asking for handouts, we are already doing the work. We are training veterans, we are getting them into employment, and we're rebuilding lives every single day without support. What we are asking for is simple: recognition, support, and accountability. Because right now, it's the public stepping forward where does in power or not, and that should concern every single one of them. This is why we have now launched a public petition, because those in power will not step up and people will. The petition calls on the government to properly fund and support regulated organisations that are already delivering good results. And in just 48 hours, we already have over 2,000 people backing this. The public can see what is happening. They can see the veteran value, they can see solutions already working, and they can see the lack of action of those in power. So I'm asking everyone here today and everyone watching, stand with us, support the petition, share it. And also follow us on social media.
Yeah, that's alright. Yeah, we'll grab the coffee.
We are going to keep showing the reality of what is happening and the work we are doing. Because this is no longer just about being heard, this is about forcing change. We're not going anywhere. We will do for our keep living the lives. We will keep supporting veterans, and we will keep speaking out loud if necessary.
Yeah, well done. Yes. Oh yeah, he's with that.
That's why we've got to leave the ECHR and then leave the EU.
Here because we need to find out where he is.
These migrants coming here, they have no rights. They're coming here illegally. They should be removed.
Conservative. Yeah. Useless.
You know, it is ironic really that you've got this man here who's a veteran, who's actually sold us all out. Yet you might hear from this man later, but this man here, Richard, who's part of Advance, he's a veteran. He cares more about this town and this base than this elected, pathetic excuse of an MP.
Yeah.
It shows you, by the way, that this title of Sir actually means nothing. It used to be that people with real talent and real support for the people were actually called Sir. He does not deserve that title. Now, I would like to allow a few more female voices to be heard. We've got an amazing woman that's going to come up and join me. Her name is Katie. Katie lives in Braintree. She's part of my women's Braintree Women's First Safety Group. She's a fierce advocate for women's rights. When she's out in the town, if she sees any men doing anything bad, theft, anything, she calls them out. She doesn't care. She tells them, take that out of your pocket. She's really brave and a force to be reckoned with. So she's going to come up on the stage and she's going to speak about her experience and what she's been doing in the town.
What it is, I live just outside and I use the gym here, so I come into Braintree quite often. Obviously the base was opened in 2023 and my eyes really became open when we were campaigning for Brexit. I didn't really understand what was going on. My brother opened my eyes to what was out there and since then I've seen things very differently. I come into the town probably about 3 times a week, and every time I come into town, there's groups of the illegal men, and I will kill people give me a long paragraph that they are asylum seekers, and I don't care. Illegal men have come into this country, so I go down High Street, and you gave me your flag, again, online they'll say, do you stalk them? Do you follow them? No. You can just stand in the town I can look down, I can see them going to the ATM, drawing out their money, our money. I can see them going into the bookies, I can see them going to buy alcohol. The other week I saw them, two of them weighing like flip-flops and whatever else, you know, they stand out a mile, carrying a big box of sports equipment. So they were two that actually are housed here because I couldn't understand where they were going as they were walking towards the bus depot and they were walking towards the fountain. So there's obviously accommodation down there. And then the other week, a couple of months ago, I'm not normally in town late in the day, I'm normally out in the morning. But this particular day, I was out about 5 o'clock. And I went into B&M and there was loads of them around town. And I thought, well, I'm at least going to Poundland. And I followed 3 of them into Poundland. And it was very quiet, there was really hardly anybody in there. And I went down the first aisle and they disappeared. And I thought, where did they go? So I went round, they'd gone straight to the chiller cabinets. And there was 3 of them. One had back to me and then the other 2 were facing me. And there they were, just stuffing their pockets with Red Bull, goodness knows what else. And I just stood there horrified because they'd obviously done it before and weren't worried about me. And then the other 2 sort of must have said to him, well, you're being watched. So he slowly took them out of his pocket. What I should have done is grabbed him a basket and said, this is what you do in this country. You create a basket and take it to the
patriot.
Gone in there and did this. So I thought, well, I need to report this. There was no one to report it to. And then I started this lady with a headset. I said, look, just to let you know, they are stealing them. And she said, I'll tell the girl on the till. So she messaged the girl through a headset. And then I went up to where the tills were, and they went. So they started the tills, but they're messing her around because they've got they get to the till, and the girls obviously said, oh, I'm paying cash, and he said, I'm paying by cash. And they can't till, so it's wasting time. Then they moved to the cash till, and at this point I wasn't quite sure whether they'd actually paid for anything or not. So I couldn't really call it out. It all got a bit confusing. The 2 of them left. And I went to the girl on the till and I said, what did they actually pay for? And she said, peanuts. I said, they had their pockets full. And she said, no, I'm on my own. She's a young girl and I can't do anything about it. So I remember that there were 2 police women, or maybe I don't know, they were going 2 women. And I went out and told them, and she said, I'll go in and speak to them. I don't know what happened from there, but you know, it's obviously something. I'll move on to the safety group. So because of this, Michelle and a few others, we've all set up a safety group where we meet every few months, where we women from different ages, nationalities, all meet together, and we discuss our worries and what we've seen out there. And there's quite an eye of people are living with frustrations, they're just themselves. And I remember sitting next to a Polish girl who was absolutely horrified. She said, this is why Poland would rather pay to EU millions of euros every month because we don't want this. But anyway, I'm so next Thursday, we're on the Facebook page of Braintree, British Women First, and it's from 6:30 to 8:30, and it's really nice. It's like these protests. You meet so many wonderful people again and again and again, and it brings you together and it makes you stronger because you realise we all want the same thing instead of sitting at home and thinking you're the only one. But these meetings are exactly the same, and it's just women
in and we talk and discuss about the situation, and Michelle will tell people about the laws that we place and the websites that we place to report things. And yes, ladies, please come along. I won't announce where the venue is, but if you can look at Braintree Women first, it will tell you, because obviously you've got to join the group, and we will vet people, obviously, in case you're any journalists or reporters, as we've had recently. But it's on Braintree British Women first. Please come along. It's a really lovely evening.
Oh, brother, how you doing, man?
Yeah, that's bad, Rich. How are you?
Yeah, good, man. Nice to see you.
Yeah,
You stepped in, you stepped in last week. You done with your mum, were you?
Yeah. No, Mother's Day is here. The kids.
Oh, still doing the right thing, innit? Family day, innit?
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people feel like they're not doing enough, but what I would say is you are. If you're getting online and you're saying you're not happy about this, that's one thing. But you need to come out. You need to change what's going on. If you see something happening and you're not happy about it, you need to write to someone. You need to write to James Kelly. You need to write to the council. You need to go to the police. If the police handle a situation, you're not happy with it, go to the IOPC. Don't just accept things. If you keep accepting what's happening, it's going to be your fate, unfortunately. I really am proud of this community for coming together and defending what's right. It is not normal that illegal men should be coming over and should be so welcomed for coming across our shores. If you were trying to get into Iran, do you think that you would be welcomed? I wouldn't even be able to stand like this. I'd be completely covered. And I'm sorry, other people that have come over legally, our fantastic migrants that want to put into our country, you need to also stand up as well.
Yes.
Because we've got some in this town, like Shabelle and Carmen in Yummies, who are extremely brave. Because they are facing people in our community going to their flat telling them they're Nazis, okay? This is a man who fled a war, who actually came here legally and created a better life for his family. So everyone and anyone that's in this town should visit his flat because he's extremely brave. And that's where money should be going, to people like that. Not these MPs who do not care about you. Now, on to politics. I don't affiliate with any particular political party. I'm a little bit politically homeless. But what I would say is, I went to the Advanced Conference and I was really impressed with how Ben Habib and the rest of the team spoke about the policies that they would like to implement. Now, Richard Thompson, I'm not sure if you people are aware of him. He's just standing over there. He's going to speak shortly. Richard is somebody who used to run actually as a councillor for another party in Braintree, and he went over to Advance as a director, and he's a driving force. Now this man is a passionate advocate for this town. He was a Royal Marine, he has a family, and he's consistently challenged the status quo and stood up for accountability. What I would say is, with my own personal experience of my crime that was committed against me and my family, Richard was the only person of any sort of political status that reached out to me and responded and had genuine empathy. This man told me that justice had been served because the migrant had been arrested and charged with criminal damage. What about all the other things that he was charged with following that? What about the police failures, James? You didn't even reply to me. Richard did, because Richard cares about people. I'd like you all to give him a massive round of applause, please.
Oh wow, thank you very much. Thanks for that, Shane. And yeah, it's impossible not to get sort of emotional, really, when listening to Shelley and listening to other people speak about their real lived experience about what's been happening to them, what's been happening up and down the country. So keep doing it, keep coming forward, keep being brave. You know, we need courageous lions coming forward, telling their stories, speaking about what's been happening. Now, I wanted to start off being a bit thankful, to be honest with you. You know, I've cared deeply, as Shelley has said now, for quite some time. For, you know, since the base opened in Weatherfield, I was reporting out, I was doing some videos about that base, and that's when there was a few hundred people. This year, I think there's predicted to be about 1,200 people that are going to be imported in there, which is going to dwarf the actual village of Weatherfield itself. And it's absolutely sickening to think what's going to be happening to the residents there and to everyone that's going to be in the surrounding areas that are impacted by this. But I am thankful, and thank you for Shelley. It takes a lot of logistics and admin to set things up like this, but it also takes an immense amount of courage to stand forward. And obviously, yeah, Shelley, Liam as well, and everyone that's done this similar thing. Thank you for your courage. I also want to thank the independent media we've got here. We've got the Urban Scoop, we've got lots of people coming here that are reporting on this and putting this out online on social media. Because the mainstream media, they don't want to touch it. They don't want to talk about this. They haven't talked about this consistently now for years. They want to bury this under the carpet, they want to keep it there. That's what they want to do. So I'm immensely thankful for you know, independent journalists, for Urban Scoop, for people like that that are coming forward and put the spotlight on this. And what's remarkable is the mainstream media wants to say that it's an extreme position for us to be here today, to be standing up for the citizens, for the victims, for the change that's happening within our country. We're the extreme ones. Well, I would say the extreme position is importing millions of people over the course of a number of decades that's been going on. But I'm also thankful for everyone here. It takes a lot, it's a glorious day, you could be doing many other things. I myself have got a family, you know, but this is so important to be here, to stand up, to speak up, to have the football, to come here, to send that message to Westminster, to people like this guy who's not interested, who's not going to do anything, he's not here. He's not bringing this up in Parliament, he's not standing up for you, so we've got to do that. We've got to come down here, we've got to take that stand and keep going with it. So thank you all of you for coming here and keep making this successful. Now, as Shelley said, I stood as a candidate in the general election for another party, which I won't name. My politics stayed the same, that's why I'm with Advance UK. I would advise everyone to take a look at Advance UK and look at the policies, but I'm not here politically today. I'm here, same as you guys, I live here, I'm local. I'm a husband, I'm a father, I've got 5 kids, in fact, I'm very busy. 2 of whom are girls, my eldest, she's a girl, she's 14, and I dread to think about the stories that I'm hearing, people come forward telling me their testimonials of what's been happening, hearing the stories here today of what's been happening, and I dread to think as a parent, what those parents must be going through, what they must be thinking. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to raise this awareness, and I'll keep doing that. I'll keep banging this drum until I've got no breath left in me. That's the way I keep doing it. But I don't know if you've noticed, what's been happening over the last few decades, really since what I would consider to be 97, around the Tony Blair time, is they've been slowly but surely rebranding what it means to be British. I don't know if anyone's picked up on this. We're told that we're a tolerant people. Well, tolerance doesn't make us British. Tolerance is what comes with being civilised people. We're a civilised people. Being tolerant isn't British. It's not a British trait. We're told diversity is our strength. Diversity isn't our strength, ladies and gentlemen. That's what they tell you because they want to tell you that it's wrong for you to come places like here today and take a stand against what's happening, the erosion of our culture, our heritage, as our soul as a nation. What I find completely remarkable is if you was to try to break into the country, jump the E-gates at Heathrow, for example, it'd be about the fastest thing that could happen would be that you would be rugby tackled by security forces, detained, and then probably sent back to wherever it was that you came from. That would happen very fast. If you jump in a dinghy, you'll get met halfway across the channel with the RNLI or Coast Guard. You'll be given a blanket, a nice Kit Kat for your trouble. You'll be ushered into a 4-star hotel. You'll be given an allowance, you'll be given tablets, you'll be given zoo trips, and would you believe it, even the taxpayers, we're paying for dinghy rides for these people as well. That's what's been happening. It's absolutely remarkable. Now, we've been talking about victims, and I want to actually bring up a victim that's something that I want to talk about that is quite close to me. I mean, I consider Bournemouth to be a second home for me. I was deployed down I was based when I was in the Royal Marines. And there's a chap that was called Thomas Roberts. Thomas Roberts, I don't know if anyone's heard of his name. He was a recruit for the Royal Marines. He was going from training. He was brutally murdered by a legal migrant. He said to the authorities that he was 14. What happened there was he was brought into the state schools. We put him in schools with children. This 19-year-old violent person, we put him in schools with our children. He later went on to murder Thomas Roberts, and as they did the investigation, they found out that he had already murdered 2 other people prior to coming over to this country. We are importing a national security disaster. We've been doing it for years and years. Now, when I went to Coggleshall, I had the privilege of speaking to people then, and I'll say something, and I went in the same sentiment that I had, which was, when I was deployed to the Royal Marines, so I had an honour for me to serve my country. But what we did in World War II, for example, that was a battle for the soul of the country. We were fighting for our way of life, for our heritage, for our culture, for who we are as a people. That's what that war was about. We stood alone against tyranny. We did that, stood our ground, and subsequent wars since then, we've sent our servicemen and women that we should be immensely proud of, and not leave on the streets, second class to the people coming across on the boats. What we did is we fought all those subsequent wars for our country. That war now, that battle, isn't on distant lands. This is the front line. Places like here where we're taking a stand, a peaceful protest, standing up for what we believe in, taking that fight to say to the government, to the globalists, to the people that are out of touch politicians, to say to them that this is what matters. We won't be ignored, we won't be branded racist, we won't be silenced, and we're going to keep fighting. And it is crucial that everyone keeps doing that. Like I said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, we need British lions, we need fearless, courageous people stepping forward, doing the hard thing, and consistently doing it. We have a big audience last time, we've got a big audience this time, we'll have a big audience next time. In Braintree, in Crowborough, our gentleman from Scotland, talking about all the places he's been to, this is happening up and down the country. People aren't being silenced anymore. Don't be silenced, don't cower, keep fighting, keep turning up, keep supporting everyone here in Shelley and everyone in Crowborough and up and down the country. Keep coming, keep making your voices heard. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard. It's so nice to actually have someone who is a genuine person from Braintree, wanting to get involved with politics and actually caring about the people that live here. He's just like us. The people that are in government at the moment, they don't represent us, really, do they? They encourage us to divide. They want the left and the right to fight, and it's really stupid, it's ridiculous. We all fundamentally want the same things. We want a country that prospers, and it's not right now, is it? It's failing. Look how expensive everything is, and everyone can blame Trump for the Iran war, but no, we were already in this mess before that even happened. Exactly. Now, the last person speaking today, it's short notice, I've only just grabbed him now, is Barry. He's one of the founders of our flag team in Braintree. Now, the guys in our flag team are absolutely amazing. They dedicate all their time, their private time, because they all work, they've all got families, in putting up our flag. Now, our flag is a symbol of British culture and unity. So when everyone keeps saying that the flag is racist, no, I'm sorry, it's not. If you come here legally and you embrace our country, you are British. I don't care who that offends, I'm sorry, you are British. You come here legally, you pay into the system, and you want to be proud of being British.
How you doing? You right,
good brother?
And that flag represents you and us, all of us together united. Because if we keep having all these illegals come over, Who do you think suffers? All of us. All of us. Regardless of whether you were born here or not, it affects us all. Our life is going to become more and more, poor. We're going to have more and more poverty. Look at the NHS. I mean, when you go to the A&E, how long have you got to wait now? I know people that have got, really bad illnesses, like I'm sure all of you do, that are waiting so long for treatment. It's disgusting. Yet, by the way, the migrants at the base, there's a special rule called the 986 rule, which is what myself and BB helped to expose. This is a real thing you can Google. That the migrants at the base, when they get taken to hospital by private taxis, I might say, private taxis and buses wait at the base, they go to the hospital. Once they tell them in A&E that they're an illegal migrant, they're classed as vulnerable, so they jump the queue ahead of all of you, okay? They jump the queue ahead of all of you. They're getting their dental treatment and so forth. But what I would say is these people that have gone online and they've put out local dentists and they've attacked the owners, that is wrong. Because those people that run the dentist practice, they have to do that, okay? If they don't treat the migrants, they lose their licence. And there's a man in Whittam who was exposed. Now he works 6 days a week, this man. He's a legal migrant, he's lived here for years. And he was really, really badly targeted. And that isn't fair. People need to go up the chain and have the issues with the government, all right? The only ones that I would call out is the bus drivers, because now you know how bad the base is. Any of you that are shipping them around, you should be ashamed of yourselves now. Yes. Anyway, back to Barry. So Barry's one of the founders of the flag team, and like I said, all in his own time, they're going out, they're flagging, because they want people to feel united and comfort in seeing their flag and knowing that it represents us as a community. They've had so much abuse online from this horrible man in this town called Steve Gregg, whatever his name is. He's a vile man, and he writes things online saying that people should have bullets put in their head. So if anyone sees this man online saying this is harassment, and report it to the police, because if it was any of us writing that stuff, we'd be arrested straight away. But anyway, over to Barry.
They knew how to entertain themselves. Thank you, lads. Thank you very much. Safe journeys home. Follow that. Right, okay. I think this is what they call a graveyard shift. But I'm not going to speak too much. As Michelle said, I represent the flagging team. We're a small team, we've been together for a few months now, and we've actually probably flagged, they're in excess of 350 flags currently flying in Braintree. A couple of things, a lot of people ask me why. Why not? It's our bloody flag. Yeah, it represents, the Union flag represents all of our 4 nations. It unites us. It's the colours of our country. Probably like many of you, I've got ancestors that fought in wars. My father fought in World War II. And I was brought up loving the colours, understanding what they meant. And to me, what it means now, it's not political. It just means that us, the silent majority, because we are the majority, and we have been silent, we're silent no more. And the turnout here, for a local town, always impressive and consistent. But the thing about this day and age is that so many people here are filming stuff, it will be seen by millions. We have roughly 4,000 people follow us. We don't ask people to follow us, but they do. We put videos up of what we've done. We've had several million views. I'll get my head around that. I'm not sure what people get out of it, but people love to watch it. But that flag represents us, represents our country, represents our culture. There's a thing called the Overton window. It's a political term. It basically means what is being talked about. It's shifted so much in the last few months. There are things that have been spoken about up here today that a few months ago the police would have arrested us for.
Yep.
But the Overton window is shifting. People are waking up. But your strength is talking to people. Communication is key. Discord is key. Every person you speak to, whether they agree with you or disagree with you, discuss what's going on. People here, probably 50% of people that have walked past this protest, why is it going on? What's going on? What's Weatherfield? People don't even know. We had the biggest camp in the country. And I'm not going to get political. Grey, we're all grey, and there are many spectrums to grey. Each and every one of you will have a different slant take on it. But that colour, those colours, represent all of us. And we will continue to keep putting them up. And we will continue to maintain them. And on that note, that's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
Well done.
Group in this town, the Braintree Weatherfield protest group, there are no egos. We are all people that have families, we have jobs, and we all have the same common goal. We want the base to shut. We know that isn't possible, but what we can continue to do is show the risk to all of us with them continually visiting our town. So if you see something, if you experience something, report it to the police and share it on social media, okay? I want to say a massive thank you to everybody that's come along today, because it's really brave to come out and put yourself on the line and speak out when everything around you, the media, you know, online, I mean, how many of us have seen Facebook posts trying to push us into some direction where we don't question Islamophobia or the illegal migrants coming in? It's ridiculous. So well done for being brave to come out today and speak out. And I encourage all of you to speak with each other. You know, speak with people, because you are here around like-minded people, you're safe, we are together, and let's unite on May 16th for Tommy Robinson's rally and any other protests that are taking place across the country. We need to unite.
Yes.
Let's unite the right, okay? Unite the right.
Come on.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Lovely speaker, isn't she? Lovely speaker, isn't she?
Yeah, brilliant, yeah. Yeah.
One other thing, there is a protest at the Bell Hotel in Epping this Sunday. And I just want to point out to anyone, look at this man's top here. Look at this man's top. Right, darling, you're fine. Is that right? I have spoken to him before, so he's happy to show this to. So he says, the lefties are the real racists who told me to go home. Whoa. He don't say that to this man. He has values, he's one of us. Yeah.
Well
So
said.
please, everybody, chat amongst yourselves, talk to each other. You might find out something today that you never knew before. Thank you.
Well done, Michelle.
Yeah, it was lovely, wasn't it? Very nice. Oh. Yeah, well,
I'll do right. Yeah, you did good. So what? You did better.
good strong speech, mate. Well done. Well done, bro.
Sure.
You were on the tennis last night, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen the excellence. Well done, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Really good lads, huge lads. Good
Thanks,
patriots,
brother.
good fathers, really good lads.
Thanks, mate.
Strong speech, mate. Well done. All lovely people. How you doing? You alright? How you doing? You alright? Is it all over now then?
Yeah.
Just sign off. All right, thank you for everyone for joining me. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you, Lorraine. And thank you, James. Anyone else? Right, thank you all my supporters. Thank you if you got to the end. Much love. I'm signing off. Yeah, we've got famous people over there, look.